Shubha Agama Mame Shri Mataji. İyi akşamlar herkese. Kundalimizi yükseltip anlam verebiliriz. Dikkatimiz sağ sırada Shri Mataji'nin fotoğrafına bakalım. Anne lütfen dikkatimize gel. Aklımıza gel. Seni çok seviyoruz anne. Lütfen kalbimize gel. Ellerimizdeki vibrasyonları kontrol edelim. İki elimiz toprak hanede. Shri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Adibuni Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adibuni Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. İki elimiz dizimizde Ganesha, Tava, Şirşa ve Maha mantralar.
Tvameva sakshat Shri Ganesha sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi
Tvameva Kevalam Dhartasi Tvameva Kevalam Hartasi
Tvameva Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmasi Tvam Sakshat Atmasi Nityam Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi
Avatvam Mam Avavaktaram Avashrotaram Avadataram Avadhataram Avanuchanamavashishyam
Avapashchatat Avapurastat Avottaratat Avadakshinatat
Avachordhatat Ava
वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः
त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि
सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति
त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधार स्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यम्
त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो
गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादि तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपम्
गकारा पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारः शान्तरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानम् संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निच्युद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपति देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः
एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्
एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणम्
रदं च वरदं हस्ते बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं
रक्तपुष्पै सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादो प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् वक्रदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्री वरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Shri Mataji'nin 1973 yılında halka açık programda yaptığı konuşmayı dinleyeceğiz.
Can throw some light on the awareness, as I have told you before, by stopping its search at a point saying that no, we cannot go any further. In our own being, we have got the negativity and positivity as sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous. Even in the search of religion, when we start rising our attention towards it, we start searching it outside. This is not because something wrong with us, but this has come to us through our evolutionary habits. For example, a fish came out and became a reptile and started crawling. It felt the soil, the hardness of the soil, and started walking. In the same way, every evolutionary jumping has been by going out. But now the evolution has to be within, because the last stage of the complete evolving of that instrument is this. Actually, it is now not the evolution, but involution that has to take place. For example, I take a tape recorder from India to Singapore and start making it, repairing the instrument. And then I come back on the same, recording all that has happened to you within yourself. It is the involution. With that, the awareness of every manifestation which was dead in the beginning becomes apparent. In the human being, when the ray of consciousness passes through the prism of this brain, it gets refracted and we get three types of energy. Out of that, the sympathetic has got two. One is the right, another is the left. The left side of the sympathetic nervous system of a man is a right-hander. Now I will be only dealing with the right-handed man. It shows how or I should say, it is the plug through which we receive intuition from our soul. The subconscious house is the receiving house of all that is there in our thoughts, in our memory, and all that is there in the whole life. When we die, really we do not die. Most of us never die. Only a very little part of our being, which is manifested through the element that is earth, dies. Otherwise we remain in the atmosphere, in the paraloka, in between the hell and the heaven, you can say. In the paraloka, where you can see them. If you develop those eyes, they do it. Now we are sitting down here. There is another world where we have to go. Leaving these clothes here, again we come back to this world. This paraloka, or we can say the world of the dead exists. The difference is, while we grow here, there they become smaller and smaller till they reach a stage where they become a small, minute feature. They have got the willpower to work out and manifest their unfinished ideas. Supposing a doctor who has invented some great medicine and dies, he might manifest on someone after selecting and try to do good to people. In London there is a very great organization of Dr. Lang, who died long time back. And one day a soldier who was fighting on the battlefield suddenly felt that some body has entered his mind. When somebody is shocked, they can use that moment to enter the psyche. The psyche, which is the superconscious. When he entered the body, he told the man that you should go and see my son who is in London, and you tell him that I am working in your body as a medium. So he went and told the son could not believe it. So he told him many secret things which the son did not know, and also the things that nobody knew but the son. This convinced the son, and he started a very big organization of Dr. Lang. And I have met many people who have been cured also by that help. Now when one doctor, you connect yourself to that paraloka. For example, if I have a connection with somebody in Los Angeles, I can connect myself with other people who are there. You can ask some other doctors to come and help to cure, to do good. This is what is known as spiritual healing that we have in our country. I have a disciple who was doing this kind of work for many years. And after about 15 years of her doing, she started feeling very giddy. And she came to see me. When I asked her to put her hands towards me, I found she had become very heavy. So I asked her, what was the matter? Are you doing any spiritual healing? Naturally, first answer was, how do you know, Mataji? I said, forget it. Then I had to tell her very frankly that you must get rid of this on your psyche. She is the wisest person I have yet come across out of all those people who have been working as mediums. She said, Mataji, I just don't want it. Please remove all this. I just want the Supreme, the Param. I said, if you want it, you will get it. And she got it, and she lost her powers of spiritual healing in which they used to shake her hand, and she got the natural curative power and the awakening power, and she is one of the most dearest disciples of mine. And one day she will go very far in her delay because of her wisdom. So we have people who can do good, and they want to manifest to you. But one must think why Dr. Lang did not come on his own path. Because he did not want his own son to suffer in the long run. When anyone acts as medium, he is no good for Sahaja Yoga. You are not independent. First, you have to be completely independent of all these astral aspiration on you, and then only you can feel the beauty, the glory of your own being. A person who is in the shackles cannot be made the king and requested to take the soul. In our country, we have had from ages people working on the Mohini Vidya and Paraloka Vidya. And in America, I have seen people having witchcraft. One thing great about American people is that they are absolutely honest. If they are doing witchcraft, they say we are doing witchcraft. They won't take up another name, and the witch won't call oneself a Devi. They won't do that. Now, this kind of working is how it is worked out. Is a very lengthy thing, but I can tell you in a short way. As I have told you, the libido, which contains all that is dead in you, all your subconscious mind, is connected with your solar plexus direct. In the same way, the right hand side and the left hand side, both sympathetic nervous systems are connected with your solar plexus, the Manipur chakra, directly. Any doctor can guarantee that and can say that it is true. But unluckily, the parasympathetic is hanging above. The vagus nerve, which plays the most important part in carrying the kundalini into the backbone, has a void between the solar plexus and the vagus nerve. This void has been described in the Zen system of religion, and people have written books after this. So as soon as your attention even goes to religion, you start going on to your sympathetic nervous system, either to the right or to the left. By going to the right side of the sympathetic nervous system, of course in the right hand man, you go to the libido, which is connected from sex point up to the mudha, that is the place below the brain, which touches your Agya chakra here. So by doing any effort, you may get into that trap of getting into the libido, which is a connection already existing between you, with yourself and the paraloka. The other side is the sympathetic nervous system, which is waiting for you to act to any emergency. If there is any emergency, as I told you yesterday, if there is any irritation in the hand, it will start acting, so much so that it will overact and a malignancy can be created. See now both the things, how they are for your destruction. Now when you see people being mesmerized, those who are honest say that we are mesmerizers and we have it, hypnosis and all that. Very honest people are there also in this world. Everybody is not a thief. So they tell plainly that we are the people who are going to hypnotize. When they hypnotize, you get suddenly submerged into your subconscious mind, the conscious mind gets submerged in, and you become unconscious to the outside world, and there you start acting according to the demands of the person who is hypnotizing. Now why do you do that? If he says you start jumping, you will start jumping. If he says you start feeling heat, you will start feeling heat. If he says that you start counting 1,000, from 1 to 1,000, you will start doing it. There was a girl who was very anxious to go for a thing like that, and she asked me, I said, please don't go. She would not listen, she went there, and the gentleman asked her to count from 1 to 1,000. She was a very innocent girl, and I knew what had happened to her, so I went to see her just after that, and I found that she had fainted. This is like switching off your mind. The conscious mind with which you are listening to me is just to switch off. You can also go to your subconscious. Any movement towards sympathetic is again parasympathetic nervous system and against Kundalini. Ida and Pingala are the two sympathetic nervous systems on which people have been working. And that is the reason they have never been able to get their self-realization. Because for parasympathetic nervous system, you must fill the void with divine love. By mechanical working, you cannot get to God. It's a simple fact you must have. I'm happy you told me. Now that we are connected with the libido through our efforts, when a person starts weeping and crying for God, he might see that the garland from the deity is coming and garlanding him. It's quite possible. There's nothing to be so much surprised. Depends on how much he is in connection with the Paraloka. There are so many saints who are not realized, who have died and want to say that there is God. They can work it out. But if they are realized people, they will never enter into the psyche of those persons. They may give them certain indications like that. But they will never enter the psyche if they are realized people, because they have achieved their independence and they respect the independence of others. Now, if you see the sympathetic nervous system, how it is worked out, you will be surprised that the symptoms of sympathetic nervous system is you get more breathing, more pulse rate, more heartbeat, and constriction of your intestines, which leads to constipation and things like that. So, the Mohini Vidya, the way they learn it, first of all they master the evil geniuses who have died. If they come to know of someone who is an evil genius, such people who want to benefit by their evil methods wait for their death and go into the smashanas when they die, because the dead, when they die, the body remains but the Atma hovers, at least for 13 days. It doesn't take birth immediately. Some people take even 500 years because they have to sleep. So that spirit which is hovering there is caught up by these people through their libido, and they take away some part of that spirit by removing a part of the dead man. For example, they may take out the skull bone. They may even take the ashes of that and take away. Because when this soul has to be reborn, he has to have that complete body. And for that, those ashes are required. And if these ashes are kept in control by these people, then they will be born with lame hands or lame legs, or there will be a problem. So they go on hovering there, and then they surrender themselves and accept their domination completely. Now these people come out in the public and announce that we can show you miracles. They can, why not? Because for us miracles are something foolish. For example, a relation of mine came and told me that some sadhuji has given him a ring. I laughed at him. I said, how many rings you have got? He's a very rich man. He said, I have 10 diamond rings. So I said, he has given you 11 rings. Did you go to ask for the ring? He said, no, I went to ask him for something very divine. I said, then why did you accept this ring? He should have thrown out. You should have told that I don't want this ring. Why did you accept? He said, all right, now I don't care for it, but you do something about it. Now these are the experiments we have carried out. You can also come and see. It's all open to you. It's a laboratory which is open to all of you to come and see with open mind. Not just to sneer and to laugh at, but to see with understanding, to do good to the whole humanity. So I told him, he said that now you give me realization. I said, I cannot. He said, why? I said, you'll have to remove that ring. He said, I will not. Then I said, oh, I cannot give you realization. Then when I started, I told him, all right, you put your hands towards. And he started shaking. He said, what is this? Why am I shaking? I said, now you take out the ring. Immediately shaking. He said, throw this away. I said, you must know that ring you can buy in the market, but can you purchase that divine in the market? Why don't you use your brain? You are a very intelligent man. What has happened to you? All such miracles are working. The other day, most surprising that it should happen, at such a juncture when I was to speak on this subject, that one gentleman, Mr. Sharma, from Punjab came and was asking about Mataji. And some of my people were there, and they said, what is the age of Mataji? He said, she's 50. Said, no, but I know of one Mataji is 4-year-old and she calls herself something, and all the cinema people are after her. What about her? Where is she? Said, we do not know. And he started making lots of inquiries about it. So they thought that he is from CBI or what is he doing. Then they said, now you have come, you come tomorrow for meditation, you will meet Mataji. Somehow or other I again came back here. And he saw me and said, no, this is not the Mataji I am talking about. Then he tells me that there was one boy, one gentleman who came to see him and told him that you invest 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees in this new venture. It's an enterprise. You please deposit this money with me. And I can assure you I will return you double amount of it within 1 month's time. He said, how? He said, I have a daughter who is 4-year-old and she is doing miracles. He saw with his own eyes that she is taking out this and that from there. Now, 4-year-old child cannot do anything positive. I mean, it's conscious. But the little child was taking out this, whatever you asked was doing like this and giving that. So he was wonderstruck and he gave the money, immediately forward with the money. Now the person he told me that the gentleman has disappeared, and when I read the name Mataji, he came to inquire. I said, I don't need any money from you. But I said, thank God you are here. Tomorrow you come for your meditation. Perhaps 1,500 is not so much great amount. If you can get your self-realization, you are saved forever. Now in my search to find out the method how to impart this awareness of mind to others, I have been to several of these people. And some of them I will try to describe, and now you use your brain and see what happens. First of all, in my childhood, my father told me there's a sadhu fakir who has come and who is doing some great miracles. So I went to see the gentleman, and what I found that he had a chinta in his hand. Chinta. You know chinta? There's no word for that in English, I think. So he was using that hard thing to hit every person who came to him. And I said, what sort of a person he is? I just can't bear. It's impossible. Actually, what he was doing was to hit the man and put one devil on him, another devil on the other person. And after some time, I found people took out their rings, took out everything and surrendered. I immediately put my hands towards him, found out that he was a negative person. How do you make out a negative personality? That also I have been going to tell you. Very easy. I must give you all the tricks. Then I went to another person in Haridwar. He was doing wonderful miracles in my father-in-law's place. As soon as he saw me, he started shivering, absolutely shivering. He said, Mother. I said, what are you doing? He says, I want to get rid of it. Please save me from all these. I am not sick. I am absolutely finished. Please save me from it. I said, are you sure you are finished with this? He said, yes. You'll be surprised that within 5 minutes, he got rid of his malady. And he got his realization later on. Much later, about 2 years back. In the same way I went to Pune, there was one gentleman, a mantrika, who came to see me, same time. He came with Master More and he told me that, Mataji, now I am fed up of this. I have cured many people, but now my head is very heavy and please save me from all this. So I asked him, have you decided to give up all that forever? He says, Mataji, save me in this life. I'm not going to use that medium anymore now. I can see that separation. In the beginning, I didn't know that it was a medium my Guru had put on me. Now I see it separating. I see that Guru also sometimes, that I can't sleep day and night. I'm having a terrible time. I said, if you are sure, then you are going to get rid of it. Don't you worry. And he got his realization within 5 years. Surprising, because perhaps he was really fed up and he was very honest. I told him, you have lost all your powers of seeing things, of telling things. You should tell the future, you should see things, you should tell them where is your father is gone, where is your son is lost. So he went out and told Mr. More that, how is it possible? Mataji is saying that she has taken away all my siddhis. It's not possible, because I have done this for 25 years. He said, all right, you start your mantra. Within 5 minutes, he found out that he has lost all his power. Then More told him, don't you worry, now you have got the divine fluency. Be joyous and happy that this divine is flowing. And that you are doing it without even feeling that you are doing it. What a great joy. Stand in your own dignity and independence. And don't depend on these foolish material things which are going to die. But the negativity which incarnates as Rakshasas do not have one thing in them that we have, that is love. They have no love for anyone. Then in the course of my search, I went to so many people. They said, you become my disciple. I said, all right, I'll become your disciple. I went to one gentleman, he said, you have to take sannyas. I said, that I will not do. He said, why? I said, because I am a sannyasi. He said, that's true. But still you have to take the dress. I said, I will not. He said, why? I said, it will hurt my heart. It will hurt my family. It will hurt my mother, father, everything. Why do you want me to hurt them for nothing at all? So he immediately, started mesmerizing me with sympathy. He said, but are you happy with your husband? Is he treating you all right? I said, you do not know how he treats you. Then he started another thing. Let him cry, let him weep. What is he going to do? After all, he'll cry, weep, and he'll be all right. I was surprised that he could not even feel the love I have for my husband and the respect I have for him. The way he suggested, I told him, how dare you say such things against my husband whom I have known for 25 years now? And you want me to accept this nonsensical thing on my body, hurting all my family people? You have no love for me. There are people who go and threaten their parents that if you do not give us money, we will take to sannyas, we'll dance, we'll become nude. Is another way of expressing your sadness towards your parents. Our younger people, if they think by revolting against their parents and by hurting them and troubling them, they are becoming very beautiful, they should know that is not the way to do it. Those who cannot love their parents cannot love anybody in this whole world. All the blessings of the world come through your parents. Those who are denied their parents, of course, if the parents are telling you something wrong, I can understand. But you should not deliberately go and hurt them all the time. We have examples of such children in this country, the great country of mine, where their vibrations are everywhere. Here you have heard of Ravan. The complete Vitthala's temple is built on the devotion of one person each time. These people teach you to revolt against all that is beautiful that God has given. This is the first way they hit you by telling you against your parents, against your husbands against your wives, they want to break all your stuff. This is not the way. Religion is based on love. And how do they do it? By putting the evil spirits on you, by which you bring money for them and surrender all that you have at their feet, and they enjoy the luxuries of life. Even they are such foolish people. Why don't they understand that there is no joy in these luxuries and these transitory things? There was another sadhuji who told me that you were my wife in my last life. I said, wonderful. I don't feel that way about you. It's a very common thing with many sadhus to handle women. You see, women are simple women. If somebody tells them against their husband, they feel, yes, there's somebody who is to sympathize. With little sympathy you can win a woman, poor thing. So he tells me, you were my wife in my last life. I told him, sir, last life is dead and gone. If you are asking me to do something because you were my husband in the last life, what about the present one whom I have married? What do you think of this one? This made him very furious, of course. I said, to me, apart from my husband, all are my children, including you. Then there are other ways of approaching people. Is by taking advantage of their weak side. To mesmerize in such a way that their subconscious is automatically start dominating them. First of all, you ask somebody to breathe heavily. As soon as you start breathing heavily, you go on to the sympathetic, is an automatic thing. And then immediately you mesmerize the person with a devil. You give that person a necklace which has got a devil sitting on that. Now this devil goes home with that gentleman and tells everything that is happening. We had a lady in our group, in our own group, who was suffering already from astral trouble. She came to me. In the beginning, you see, I didn't want to start this topic at all. Thanks to her that now I am so open about it. She came to me and she told me, Mataji, I can see your past. That's the sign, first sign, that there is a devil sitting on you. If not a devil, a saint. But you are not independent. Without realization, if you are seeing anything, it's no good. First of all, such a person ever gets, there are only 2 cases in our group who got such a horrible jagruti, shaking and all that. Both of them were actually infected. So she took up the courage into herself, and when I went away to America, she started telling everybody, I am the incarnation of this, incarnation of that. And what was she telling people? Where is your son lost? Where is your money lost? And all the people who had realization from me started losing their vibration. They didn't understand why it was happening. So one of them just thought, is she realized? And when he tried to find out, she was not realized, but she was giving them spark, terrible spark. So he took up the whole thing into his hand, and he told people that you must see what is the interest of the divine. Is the divine interested in telling you what was your father? When you had so many fathers in your previous life? Or where did you lose your money? Whether you are going to get money in the satta? Such people are very good at telling you the number of the horse. Not of the future, but they go and find out from the jockeys through their mediums. So this lady started doing this, and when I came back, I found most of my disciples had a heavy head. So I said, what have you been doing? And when I saw the lady, I found out myself, within myself, that she was very crudely handling the astral bodies by beating them up with a stick. This is not possible for a self-realized person. Even to the greatest evil genius, they cannot beat. Like Krishna, they may just kill the body is different, but they can never beat up the person. And all these astral bodies took a revenge on her, and they were all settled in her house. Now she started telling people what happened yesterday in your house, what happened day before yesterday, who was I in the past and all that. It can be to such a limit that one of our sessions we had in Dadar, which many people have seen, at least 100 must have been there, that one maid servant, who was an ordinary Maharashtrian maid servant, had come for my darshan, and she started shaking, as the lady who was here had started shaking. So I just caught hold of her hand and I asked her, why are you here? She changed her tone and she started speaking in beautiful Marathi and using Sanskrit words. She said, I am here for your darshan. So all the people around said, who is Mataji, why have you come for darshan? You will be surprised, she gave a lecture in 15 shlokas, all describing about me, my past life and present. I said, will you go from this woman or not? She said, I have come to sing your praise and to let people know who you are. I said, you better not worry about that, you better go away from it. This is a true thing which people have seen. You will also see this if you come to me regularly. Many things like that. So when I told her that I don't need your help, you take your rebirth and come back and you take your realization. She accepted. Since that day, that lady is all right. Feeling perfectly all right. My daughter's Aya, once in the night was going, so I told her don't go in the night about 12 o'clock. These days the atmosphere of Bombay is very much spoiled by Rakshasa. She didn't believe me, she went out, and next day my daughter rang me up, Mommy, what to do? She's vomiting too much and she's feeling terrible and she's shaking her body. I said, you asked her to put her hands towards the sea and call my name. She got all right in 5 minutes. And when she came back, she told me that there are 2 persons who went out of my body and I saw you sitting there with a garment and all those things. So many psychological cases which doctors cannot cure, or most of the incurable diseases, are because of astral aspirations. And the more you allow these Rakshasas to continue their work in this way, city of Mumbai'ye, of Mahalakshmi, there are more chances of getting these people let out free to harm your children. There is another Babaji who puts people into trance. He makes the people starve, you shouldn't eat this. Now there is a vegetarian, non-vegetarian man. He says you should be strictly on vegetarian. You must only take only to curd. Now the person is weak, and suddenly he puts the mesmerism on that, and another devil is put into that, and this person starts shaking, he says, I've got the vibration. But in Nasik, one of his disciples was very courageous, and she told me, Mataji, though he says these are divine, I don't believe it. Because I don't sleep well, I get terrible headache, and there is no trace of any joy within myself, which your disciples are in. There is another type who puts the devil through this. The ones who put through the Manipur chakra are of course much more dangerous, because they give you to eat some ashes, the good goes inside. You eat the ashes, difficulty. Such people have given us burning on the hand, so much so that they have developed blisters on that hand. Our Patanjali Sethi, who has written an article on he himself has burnt his hand. There are so many who can tell you about this. So the mesmerism, very genuinely granted by these people, only helps them to accumulate wealth. Now this gentleman was in America when I was there. So one day I just went to see a public garden where there were so many of his disciples were distributing the handles around. So I asked Chandubai to collect some of them and we'd like to see. So Chandubai, who is an expert now, he said, Mataji, all their Agya chakras are turning in the opposite direction. If there is any lunatic person, if you see any lunatic person, and if you realize, if you know how to know the Agya chakras movement, you will find all the lunatics have their Agya chakras turning in the opposite direction. Nothing has happened to the Kundalini, but the chakra is moved on the sympathetic side, to which the libido is contacted and you are dominated by a mood. So I took aside one gentleman. He said, no, I am already spoiled by him. He has given me a sting here, which I must have every day. And the fellow was absolutely nervous and perspired in many places. This gentleman, I believe, later on collected so much money in America, poor Americans, I tell you. Sometimes I feel so sorry because they are very genuine people. He has taken away even the last pie of so many of people from there and has brought them here like mad people. They are washing his clothes, they are washing his feet, they are doing everything. How can a man who is spiritually alert have so much attention towards his food, his clothes, his belongings, his position? Except for the beauty aspect of the matter, the rest is all useless. It's a headache. It's a headache to have many things. But you cannot tell the people who are mesmerized. If you tell them, they just walk off. They won't listen. Durmati, you get a sign of a temperament which refuses everything that is possible. Oh, hum to khushi mein hai, hum to aanand mein. We are very happy, we are enjoying. There are some gurus who put you into trance for 6-7 years, hours. What is all this nonsense doing? Is it possible to be only in trance for 7 hours and later on you should be in your normal self? No. If you are realized forever, for every moment you are realized. And that time, all the time you are meditating. There's not a single moment when you are not collectively conscious. Supposing one of these people, if they are traveling by train, suddenly they find heaviness. The person standing in front has got his Kundalini up there. We had a nice music party in Bodhi where 2-3 people had come. And when the musicians started singing, their Kundalini rose up. Of course, I was not there for realization, but their Kundalini rose up. And it became very heavy because they had some astral things sitting on them. And they didn't know, they started looking out like that and they started shaking. And they couldn't understand. It's sometimes so comical, the way people start acting. Because the Bhoots and the devils have no sense of decency even. They even hover around small children. They make you so lavish towards them that you start behaving in the most obnoxious manner. Imagine a good girl from a good family becoming naked and her photos being sold in America at a very high price. People say that it is better to see a cabaret dance free like this than to pay so much for a cabaret dance in Natraj. Is it dharma by any chance? You just think it over. What has happened to your brain? Now these Rakshasas, if I describe, you'll be shocked how they were. And in this Kali Yuga, how can they come? As Ravana or Mahishasura, they cannot. Ravana was a very powerful speaker and had a very big library of his own. And with his speech, he used to mesmerize the people such a lot that they used to go into horrible things. He had that power within. And when Sita would not allow him to come close to him, he could not because of her holiness and chastity and her divine power. He used to threaten her that in my next life I will come and destroy the chastity of every woman of your country. All these. Mahishasura, when murdered and killed by his own deeds, by Mother Kali, has promised all these people who were killed that let me be born in the Kali Yuga and I will see this Kali nicely and I will slaughter. Even Putana, who became a very fat person while sucking the breast by Krishna, she has come here to divide you, to direct you and to take you to the path of Krishna. Polika, who was burnt because of her vicious mind, who tries to kill Prahlad, is again back in this Kali Yuga, which you will find. As I told you, there's a lady, if you touch her, she falls on the ground. So they asked, what is this? She says, she's so holy that you cannot touch. If the Ganges river becomes like that, God save the sinner. That if you touch somebody, that person has to fall. The other day I met somebody who asked me about my opinion about a particular lady. I didn't want to say much. I said, all right, she's there, but she's just talking of bhakti. That is in separation. Because I didn't want to say anything so directly at that time. The same gentleman whose son got realization went to see the lady. Where he found that his disciple didn't have any jagrati. They can make out, you can make out. So he said, that how is it for 25 years you have been with this lady and you haven't got even jagrati? So he tried to give them jagrati because they were having the astral on their head. They got it with a real shake. Those who get with a shake, instant. So they went and told her that what is this for 25 years we have wasted our life. So she said, all right, call that boy. And the boy was called and she just looked into his eyes. The boy was realized but only up to the thoughtless awareness, not beyond. You have to go beyond and to boundless awareness. Then only you can avoid all these astral troubles completely. But with thoughtless awareness also, you can make it out that there is an astral problem on us and you should remove it. You can remove it, but you can see that and you can remove it. So this boy got that trouble if he started vomiting. Naturally, when a person is spiritually evolved, he cannot tolerate anything negative. He started vomiting out whatever he had. And when he came home, he was about to die. Luckily, I came from America. Immediately I know who was the person who has done the trick. Because I know all of them one by one. I know all their tricks. And I am all alone, still I am going to take it. With love. Because love has the power to engulf all that is negative light. Light has the power to give up all that is dark. But the darkness may disappear into nooks and corners and hide itself, and again may sprout up. So you are there to find it out wherever there is darkness. And see to it that they are all destroyed in this Kali Yuga so that complete Satya Yuga dawns on you. It is now for you, the intelligent and the elite and the modern, You see to it yourself and find out what I'm saying is true or not. I can show you with my own experiments and the experiments they have carried out, which they have described in the book. Please you should purchase and see what is written in that. You come and see those people with the horrible things they are doing. Naturally, the one question that can be asked very easily to me, and I accept it, that you might be also mesmerizing people, is of course. Or you may be yourself an incarnation of some practicing. Yes? Possible. Now, how to explain? As I have told you that the libido is in the sympathetic nervous system. And with the sympathetic nervous system, the eyelids get completely relaxed. The complete body feels relaxed. And complete being feels absolutely active. With the parasympathetic, the first thing it helps is the cancer, because cancer is the outcome of the sympathetic. But the greatest sign of the parasympathetic acting on you is that when you have closed your eyes and the parasympathetic is excited by some divine force, then the eyelids become completely, the eyes pupils become completely dilated black. My children should have eyes like mine. Otherwise, how am I to know? So he says, now I have problems. And according to Yoga Shastra, the Sahasrara, this portion is Brahma Randra, the continent bone, here is opened out. Those who get realization get the bone here, and the whole of this portion might also become soft, like a feature going round. At the back also you will find the softness. Sometimes it brings down so much that sometimes people get a little fright, but they are starting to be frightened, and it starts pulsating. This you cannot do through mesmerism. This is just a ghost expression. The inside I am not doing. So, there is another question which was asked. Of course, they thought it was very wise, and I think it's a great help. That when we put hands to you, we burn. But when your disciple puts hand to us, they burn. Now, who is the positive? Who is the negative? It's a complicated question. So, for that, you have to use a person who is a lunatic. Absolute, accepted, lunatic or psychologically affected person. Ask that person to put the hands to me or to my photograph and raise the finger and he starts shaking too much. Now you ask the realized person to put his hand in the meditation while the person who is suffering from negativity will start shaking and burning. The one who is a certified person has a negative personality, the one who suffers from inferiority complexes and the fear and all the symptoms of negativity should be used as a measuring rod. One gentleman wanted to take full advantage of my going to his place. He took my photograph and took it and all that thing. And he's also saying that she's my disciple, very openly. Of course, I accepted that as you be my guru if you can give me something sensible. And when I got something also, he put the chart and he said, you must tell people that I am your guru. I said, oh, if you want, I will tell them. But I don't think you have done anything to me. But even now, he's telling people that he's doing my work. If so, accept. If so, then those people, when they come to me, disciples, how is it that it is possible to give them even the Jagruti? Any one of these gurus, if they are doing the work of divine, then how is it in the Sahaja Yoga they are complete failures, while the innocent children are the first to get it? If somebody has got a Jagruti, At this moment you get a Jagrati. It's done by books. Such gurus spoil the Kundalini to such an extent. See, I have got people of such gurus for 3 years, 4 years. I feel sorry that capacity to grow is lost in their street of feeling. It breaks my complete being and shatters me sometimes the way I see my children have been spoiled. Their Kundalini has been hit by these thugs. If they want to earn the money, let them earn. If they want to smuggle things, let them smuggle. There are smugglers and thugs. Even if they want to use the name of Dharma, let them use it. After all, Dharma is not going to get spoiled by them. Doesn't matter. But why play with the Kundalini? And spoil these people permanently and make devils out of them for their next life and next life and next life. Just for your own publicity you want to do it? Because there is no love in you. Because you think of the transient things that is money and publicity. You have no love for my children who have been speaking now for ages, and at this juncture, when they came to teaching, they have taken this poison. This poison act. But still, as I told you, that love is like the bottom of the sea, and the complete effort of sea to become bigger than the bottom. They are not. We must be. That's why I say no use killing these people now anymore. Finish. They come back. Better to transform them and put some life of love. They talk of love. They talk of religion. They talk of all the great books that are written. In every religion you will find such people going down and earning something out of it for me. We have to have the other race which wants the real, the first. I want you not to believe me at all, not to have that blind faith which kills, and not to surrender yourself to beautiful being to me, who is nothing but just a person before you get your life. I am just like you before you get your life. When you come to me, at the most, like you go to the temple, put your hands on the back and you don't get any vibration. But once you realize, then not only I, but all the temples, mosques and churches have a meaning. All the religions have a meaning. All these books have a meaning. That's why, first of all, get the realization. This realization will not only develop spiritual power, because it is love, but also the awakening power and also the realization power you have to have. Because I am in this city, perhaps that's why my disciples have not been able to do realization. But the day I go from Bombay, I am sure they are all going to rise higher and higher. And Shri Mother is the greatest rise. The day she sees her own children rising in their glory. Thank you very much.
Shri Mataji, kundalimizi yükseltip anlamı veriyoruz. Haftaya görüşmek dileğiyle. Hoşça kalın.